Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of It's Your Birthday, the only podcast that gets you a gift every single week. And this week is no different, and that gift, as always, is video games. From the computer to the Switch, mostly only the Switch this week, but from the Switch to my hands, call up Mr. Video Game and say, "Hello video games, where you at? Come and give
What's
me some."
up,
"Hello,
Mr.
I'm on the
Video Games?
phone. My dad is Sony. Give me the games." That's called improv, you knuckleheads. And
Using props and doing funny things is,
I do
the height of comedy.
what's that? Let me plug into video games. Hello, I'm gaming.
Oh.
Can't talk anymore.
Drink
Wish
a
I could just turn
nice-
this whole room into RGB lights really quick. That would be fun, but I can't do it. I don't have the opportunity.
I mean, if you give me like an hour, can
That's
turn the
okay.
whole. Okay, well,
That's okay. That's too many times.
it was a thought.
Wait, here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Gaming. There it is.
Yep,
That's
we
fun.
got a glimpse of gaming.
That's some
Yeah,
gaming
man.
right there on the desk.
You and I have been playing a little game,
A little game, yeah.
just
A
a little
little
game, a little tiny
Yeah,
baby game.
yeah. I've only played about 70 hours of this little game in the past, since Friday. And that was with working, I think, 2 of those days. I didn't ask for it, but I did get 3 days off in a row right after the release of Monster Hunter Rise. So I have done nothing but rise up and hunt monsters. And it's pretty
What
good.
What a fucking game! What a
Yeah.
absolutely good game.
Yeah, it's real
Uh,
good. I didn't know that I wanted another Monster Hunter game so bad. What am I saying? I definitely did because I always do, and it was really good, and it's been really good.
I was gonna say, if anybody I knew would be hyped as fuck for it was you.
it was this boy right here. So hyped, in fact, that I have recently gone on this weird rabbit hole of getting all of the old Monster Hunter games back again that I've had previously and or never owned, due to not having the platform. Which would mostly be the PSP ones because I never owned a PSP. So I got a few of those. I got the Wii one. I was looking at the Wii U one. There's also an online-only Wii U one that I tried to get a hold of and may still, because it's not super unreasonable.
Yeah.
But
Online only, like you mean just like digital?
no,
download?
it was like an MMO sort of deal.
Oh, okay. I got
Monster
you.
Hunter Frontier G and Frontier Z, which was on the Xbox 360, which is another one I gotta try and track down. Unfortunately, I have to own an
Can
Xbox
you still
360
play
game.
those games? I can't imagine.
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I think on the box for this one, it was like a sealed copy of it, and it was like what did it say? It's like, oh, promotional items available until some month of 2015, and I was like, okay, so it's been a while. So that probably came out in 2014. Then would be my guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, those no. And then I got tried to get a hold of the amiibos. Yeah.
Yeah, you're also looking at stories too.
Yeah,
Talking
I've been trying to
about it.
find a copy of it because I used to own it and loved it and played a lot of it. But it's, if you can believe it, scalpers are at it again. Although that one
course.
maybe not so much because it's a little bit older and it's only like around $40 or so, which is close to what it retailed at. So it's not insane. But for used copies of a game people didn't care about and then somehow decided they do is a little annoying. Because I think even when I bought it new at the time, I think I only paid like $25, maybe $30. So,
I mean, I remember at the time
Yeah.
the game was like heavily advertised, so I can't imagine that they didn't like
Well,
release a bunch of copies.
there's also a Netflix show too based on stories. It's a cartoon based on it, which I haven't really watched because I wasn't really in the
The demographic.
story wasn't the part that brought me there. Yeah,
Okay.
or the demographic. Not that the story is bad or anything, but it is very it's a bit more childish for sure. And it is like pseudo a Pokemon style game with I think more going on, which I appreciate. So I really just wish they would port it to the Switch since they're going to be bringing us the second one, but
It's kind of weird because Dragon Quest kind of has a similar spin-off series where you're raising monsters and capturing monsters and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's cool to see that like Monster Hunter's like embracing other genres, but I remember
there's a few because there was a Palico based game also that was I think you ran like a village of Palicos, but you weren't. Again, it was a Japanese only PSP game, so I didn't get to play it twice for two reasons. But I almost grabbed a copy of it too, though, because I was like, well, I mean, but yeah, it's they've done a few little things here and there for that stuff. I think there's also going to be, I think they're releasing a Monster Hunter Monopoly, like based on World, if I remember right.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that I saw that. Let me see if that's true.
But yeah, I'll just say like Monster Hunter for me traditionally, I've picked up them here and there. Like I had the one on the Wii U, I had Generations, and I think 4 on the 3DS. Fine games. I never got like super into them, but playing World multiplayer was fun. But like really discovering everything and doing everything in the initial wave of playing for me anyway is like the most exciting part. It's like getting all the parts and learning all the builds and stuff. But yeah, what was that? You looked up that Palico game?
Oh no, I was looking up the Monopoly thing, which I think I saw they're gonna make a Monster Hunter board game, but I don't think it's I don't think it's Monopoly. There's like a Godzilla one that popped up instead, which yeah, Monster Hunter Feline Village, that was the name of it.
Oh, okay. I'm curious what this one looks like.
Yeah, I don't know, because I never had any chance to actually play the game. And it obviously never came to America, but it kind of looks like Animal Crossing a little bit, which I'm about, if that is the case.
And it's PSP?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it seems
neat.
If
there's an English patch.
Wonder if you can get to G rank in this one, so you get G rank villagers that come in.
Shit, it's got like little anime cutscenes.
Yeah, I mean when they do something, they go all out in whatever direction they go in. So I can't hark them for that. But yeah, like I said, I think it might have played like Patapon maybe. Like a little bit, like it seems like the combat might have been in line with that game. Oh man, this is really much more. I haven't seen this at all.
Yeah, cool looking. I'm into it. I kind of want to see what this game's all about.
Yeah, it's pretty weird looking.
I knew that Monster Hunter Rise would push me into this direction. Interested in the anime spin-off title.
It's called GTV that they're on. That's fun. That's really fun. The one thing I noticed though about Rise that it didn't dawn on me till today, but your boy Poogie ain't there anywhere. I haven't found Poogie at all, and
shit.
He's a bit of a staple. So I'm just not sure where your pig buddy's at. And maybe they were trying to say that they replaced it with the owl, which I don't think is a good substitute for me, because I like having my little buddy. It's just weird in a world where they give you like 15 new animals and they ain't no Poogie anywhere.
Don't they do that kind of often where it's like, hey, we're like this game, like they kind of push and pull the monsters, right? Like some games they disappear but then they return later.
Yeah, but there's like some staples
examples.
like like Poogie's been a long run and just like village pet in a way, so that's like kind of weird. And then yeah, and I think actually to that end, I think that's maybe one of my biggest criticisms with this game coming off of World is I think this game was more intended for people that played Generations but never got around to playing World, because it felt like World was sort of like outside of that realm, and like a lot of the monster options you have in this one you've definitely seen like right away, like like the last rendition, like Pookie and all those guys. So yeah, so that is like a little off-putting in a way, because it's like a lot of these fights aren't like super fresh to me because I've definitely seen them a bunch of times now. And Like, there's definitely a handful of new ones for sure, and I've seen I think all of them now, as I've reached rank 7. I think I've seen all the ones. I think I'm missing like 2 fights maybe, but I think I've at least seen all of them. Um, and yeah, there's not like I said, there's not a huge variety, which they can definitely. I mean, obviously the post game content in all these games is tremendous, so there should be. We should end up at least double what we currently have as a roster, if not more. And if they do their traditional release of a G rank version of this game, then we'll get even more than that. So that is good to see the legs on it. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm missing a few because like I think there's maybe 6 that weren't in World that we like that are here now. Like I can't remember if Lebogi was in there, but he was definitely in 4 in Generations, I think.
Is Magnamala like the title creature for this one?
Yeah, he's the box monster. He's the new
okay.
new. He's the new. He's that new
Yeah.
new. There is an Elder Dragon in this game though that is also new. So that was cool.
That's one complaint I heard about, and like I don't know if this has any validity, but if there is like there's not like I heard that they kind of pulled back on like Elder Dragon stuff, like the end game stuff is kind of like
well, it is, but you sort of have to take this at launch with like other games at launch, like and yeah, the other ones definitely had Elder Dragons to begin with. It's definitely lighter than the other ones, but generally speaking, like they'll like World I think almost went too ham in it because it was like here's this Elder Dragon, here's 6 missions of having to track the Elder Dragon. Here he is again, fight him. Like, all right, here's the next. That was the thing you complained about a lot whenever we were playing that game, is having to get all the stuff to get those elders open.
I mean, I'm sure that was a common complaint too. I mean,
I'm sure it was. Yeah, I'm sure it was. I could take a little more representation of that stuff for sure. That is one thing when I was talking to some folks on Reddit too, is like there was like a meme posted or whatever that was like, it was like that Toy Story one. It was like a kid holding a copy of Rise in the car, and then the bottom image was just like paintballs and a map and like pickaxe and all these things, and it was like, it was nice seeing you friends. I'll miss you or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it is like, and there was just a lot of people of us just being super nostalgic. They're like, oh yeah, I remember when you had to, because you know. By today's standards, like you used to have to carry pickaxes, and they would break, and you have to carry higher tier pickaxes if you wanted certain materials out of the thing, and those would break. And it's like whetstones used to not be unlimited, and if you forgot those, you were kind of fucked. And then, and not having a map, like a physical map, was a thing where it's like if you didn't carry your map, you just don't see anything. And then,
dude, yeah, that
the omission in
3 or Generations was a lot like that.
3 for sure was. Generations was like starting to ease off of that a bit, and then I think 4 actually eased off a little bit, and then Generations was like kind of got rid of most of that stuff or a lot of that. But one omission from this one is like hot and cold drinks don't exist anymore, which like I understand it like didn't add like a huge thing because it wasn't like, it was just like a little bit of tick damage or something, and it's not like. You could argue it's like it was an unnecessary damage that you're taking, but at the same time, it's like almost always the plant you needed to make the thing was right before wherever you went that needed it. So it was like, it was right there. And especially in World, it was like you just pick the plant and it crafts the thing for you and you just drink it, which is like a very minor thing, but it does sort of change like the lava zone just feels like a texture where it used to be like, this place is hot and you have to be prepared for the hotness. Otherwise, you're gonna take some extra bit of damage if you're not prepared, which is like, again, not necessary, but it is sort of, it does take away a little bit of the idea of like preparing and hunting, a thing. Where
like the way I always saw it is it's almost like a survival style kind of thing too. Like
yeah, in a
kind
sense,
of the
vibe
that I got from like the old Monster Hunter games is that like you have to have the right materials. You have to have the right preparation. Like you have to have the right equipment.
And that's what, because I mean the original premise is like you're a hunter gatherer, so it's like you're a part of a village. You have to get everything that you need for your village to succeed, or for you to succeed on your hunt, or your tribe, pseudo tribe being more or less the 4 people you hunt with continually or whatever. And so yeah, like a lot of that stuff. Like I don't care that we're not collecting butterflies all the time with a net. Like it was kind of fun, but I do already miss like in World having that endemic life net where you could take those little creatures back to your house and put them in there. Like it's just a small thing, but it was really a neat addition. And obviously the hardware limitation is a big thing, but some of that stuff seems like you didn't have to necessarily omit it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because even too in Iceborne, like when you got Iceborne, you got like a new room, which was you could customize it like wild, like different floor and ceiling patterns and wall stuff. You could put different paintings and hang things everywhere, and you could change all the decor, like your table and all this shit. Like they added like a ton of weird customization stuff to the room, which was just neat to have. And there's a little bit of it in this game, but not quite where it was then. Yeah, and I kind of miss paintballing too, because like even like the scout flies were kind of a good middle ground between having to like paint the thing and then follow it, but it sort of used to be like, okay, I don't know where he is. Like you eventually found it's like, oh yeah, Rathalos always starts in like 13, or you know, something to that effect, or like Chameleos is in 11 generally, or whatever the case may be. So you would eventually, the more you played and the better hunter you became, you sort of just knew that stuff, so you could go right to it and find it. And this one is just like click the stick and it's like there's the one you're looking for, and it's like and it's another thing that's like it's a small thing. It's my worry of like that like we may eventually lose like the flavor of the game by like sort of refining it so much that that there's like kind of no spice in it. And I will say to that end, the combat in this one feels better than it ever has. Like the combat is easily the most exciting part of this game, and it feels incredible. And all the weird additions of like the hunter arts and all this other stuff. I think when we were playing last night, I was like, oh man, I missed this like dive bomb attack they added in Iceborne. And then sure enough, like the third art ability I got for the insect glaive is the dive ability, and I was like, all right, never mind, here we go, I'm good again. Like that's the one I was really wanting.
I think I get what you're saying, though, because the thing I liked about World is that it was the in-between moments that really added a lot to it. Because, like, if this game is just the combat, then, like, what else you got, right? Like,
yeah, and there is more to exploring the world in this one a little bit, because it is, like, there's, like, the artifact stuff that you find, which adds to some things. There's a lot of the side mission stuff has always been like this, but there are a lot of side things of, like, collecting eggs and endemic life and doing some other stuff to like give you better, you know, food buffs and other stuff. So there is like a reason to go out in the world for materials and other stuff that there always has been. Though granted, that used to be, I think they were called harvest tours maybe, but there was like a timed one you would go to where you would just run around the map and waiting for nodes to respawn as you pick stuff up. And you just bring a bunch of pickaxes and like your gathering equipment and all this. But you can still definitely do that because there are like gems and decorations and stuff that'll make that stuff better. To that end too, though, gems and decorations, like having the ability to craft the decorations you want is huge. Because I think in the end of World I got 2 to 3 attack up gems, which is like pretty high from what I can gather from the community of like, they're like, yeah, I've played this game for like 2,000 hours and I have one of these. So it's like some builds are pretty dependent on the fact that you have certain gems slotted in. Like you can still get away with it in the system that there is now, because it used to be like you would need, like every gear would come with like a +3 to say like focus or whatever, but it wouldn't activate until you had 10 of those. So it's like if you had a lot less skills, but it was like your build was sort of more interesting because you had to sort of work around. Like mixing sets was a bigger deal, like because you just weren't always guaranteed to get like a certain amount of stat for one thing, and you still do a lot of that here. But that is another thing, and that's changed for a little while. But it is another thing that's like now it's like if you don't have weakness exploit and you don't have like critical eye and these other things, it's like, what are you doing? Because you should have a set that has all of them by the means of having like 6 or 7 abilities on. Which does change it definitely changes the meta, but it changes the game a little bit because you're kind of like always looking for almost the exact same sets to some extent.
Yeah. But all that's like really dependent on your play style, right? It's like, and the weapon you're wielding, because
Yeah, to some extent. I mean, some things are like universal, like weakness exploit. You kind of always want with everything because that's basically what that does. Is like at the 3 mark of weakness exploit, it's 30% chance to crit on weak points, and then if you've broken apart, it's 50% chance to crit on a weak point. So that one, like across the board, everybody wants. Like, there's not really a reason to not have that. And then it goes into that idea of like wanting hopefully layered armor, because there's definitely, I'm sure it'll come in at some point, because I already do have the ability to dye armor, and then I have the ability to dye specific hues of armor, which is another thing. And then because usually in the Monster Hunter games there's a thing where if you do every single quest available, you get rainbow palettes, where it's just like your hunter just changes color, your armor just changes color over while you're playing, which is not a huge thing, but it's one of those things that's like, I've done all of this, here's my reward, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I would like to make sure that there is layered stuff, because some of these, I mean, the sets all look really good, but the mix maxing or whatever, like the fashion hunting, is definitely a big part of this game, so it'd be nice to see that again. But yeah, I mean, overall though, I'd say personally I would put it right under World, because World was just something else. Like, it was just this whole, outside of just the game being great and like a lot of the changes being really welcome and stuff like that, and I think it more so than anything being that final like reassurance to fans for decades of like, hey, no, this is a good game, and everyone now is like, oh, this is a good, I see what you guys were always rambling on about, like lunatics. So that definitely has a huge factor in that game for me. But after that, this one's just right button up against it, because it is really fantastic, and I'm excited to see what else happens with it. So
yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, that was all the comedy for the show. So now we'll get into the actual important stuff.
Oh, dude, speaking of comedy, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, you're not just gonna let me sit here and not mention that Kingdom Hearts is now on PC. You got 20 minutes, dude. 20 minutes. I let you sit there and tell me about
but you can talk.
And glaives and switch axe. What is a switch axe? I can tell you what a Sora from Kingdom Hearts is.
Oh, I don't think you want me to tell you what it is.
I can tell you.
Okay, here. Tell me the story of the first game. Tell me the plot of the games.
You really want the plot of the first game?
I would like the arc of the entire story, since you know it so well. And
I can't
it so many times. It should be second nature to you to be able to explain everything that happens.
I'll say this about Kingdom Hearts. The first game is like a contained thing. It makes sense. Like, oh, they're gonna go somewhere with it. Yeah, like the first one, it kind of has a beginning, middle, end structure, and then somebody over at Square was like, well, fuck, this'll print money. And then they were like, how do we make it as convoluted as possible to make as many games as possible? I'm not defending that. I'll defend the first Kingdom Hearts game, because it's actually a fairly good game. I really like that game.
My major gripe with them putting all of them on PC is the fact that it's $250 to get every one of those games again.
That is unforgivable. It's unforgivable. But it's one of my favorite. Yeah.
The thing is, though, is especially, one, the money they've already made, and two, that on PlayStation you can buy a collection that has like all of them for like, at this point, probably like $20 to $30, which you already own, which means you have a sickness.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. There's a little bit of a sickness involved.
It's an illness, but it's just call it what it is. It's a pure illness, but it is a bit egregious, because I would honestly give it a run if that was the case, but I have no desire to pay that much money to play the first game again. It's absolutely insane.
So I bought the Final Mix 1 and 2 collection, which has Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5. All these names suck. I acknowledge this. It has 1.5, 2.5, which is essentially the final mix of both of those games. Which Final Mix is like a second release that was exclusive to Japan, with like new cutscenes and bosses and weapons and armor and stuff. So that it comes with those two games. It comes with Chain of Memories, which is, I think you'd actually really like Chain of Memories, to be honest with you.
Was that the DS one?
No. It was, well, there is a DS one, but it's the card one on Game Boy Advance. Like,
I did play that game. I did play that one.
It's pretty rad. I actually really like that game. Their 3D remake, it loses some of the creativity of like the pixel art designs and stuff, because like I really like the way it looked on Game Boy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a letdown.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, because it's like the PS2 remake of Chain of Memories, so it's a bunch of like 3D models and.
I'd say it's a surprise, but being let down by Kingdom Hearts or anyone talking about it is no surprise to me. So I don't know why I was even bothered there for a second. I was like, oh man, they took away. Well, of course I'm disappointed. It's Kingdom Hearts.
But it comes with those. Comes with those 3. It comes with 358 by 2 days. The cutscenes. That game was actually fairly decent. It's not the greatest Kingdom Hearts game.
What are all the other packages then? Because what other games?
I could explain them to you.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. So it comes with 1 and 2.
Yes.
I'm gonna pull up to look at it myself because that's ridiculous. How are there this many other games that they have? Where do those come from?
I want you to quiz me on what's in those. See if I can name all of them, because I can name
ill. Yeah.
I can name the first collection.
Yeah.
And the second.
Let me load up not Steam. Hold on a second.
Everybody's favorite gaming storefront, not Steam.
Oh my god. Yeah. What? Okay. All right. So there is so Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 remix. What does that one include?
Okay, that includes Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 358 by 2 days, and Kingdom Hearts Recoded cutscenes. Those 2 games at the end, they only have they're only the cutscenes that they remade in 3D.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so you said remix of 1 and 2, and then final mix is what?
No, those are the same. So it's 1.5 and 2.5 is the final mix, but released in America.
Okay. So then what is Chain of Memories?
Chain of Memories is the remake of Chain of Memories for the Game Boy. It's the PS2 remake.
And then 358/2 days HD remastered cinematics. That's not the game?
Not the game.
It's just the cinematics to the game.
It's just remade cinematics because that game was on the DS.
Okay.
And I'll explain
why
you
don't think with all this free time and money they couldn't have fucking figured out how to make it play on a PC? Okay.
I mean,
So 2 final mix, that's okay, I get that. Birth by Sleep final mix, and that is...
Oh, fuck, that's the PSP game. That's actually another pretty decent game.
And that one came out on the 3DS also, did it not?
No, that one did not.
Well, then what is the 3DS? Okay, well, hold on, we'll get to that, I guess. And so then Recoded is also cinematics of a game that you're not playing.
Yes.
Okay, that's... God,
that was another DS
savage game. Okay, all right, so that was 1.5. Okay, so here is 2.8.
Okay, 2.8.
What is 2.8 final chapter prologue feature?
Okay, so it is 2.8 final chapter prologue feature. That's one of the games. Then it also has the Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key is what they eventually called it, or Unchained X, the cutscenes from that. And then what else is in that one? Dream Drop Distance, and that's
the one I'm thinking
remake.
of. I played that one.
Yes, that's a good game too. That's actually a really good game.
They all are to you, but to other people who have sense, it's different. But go ahead.
It's a really good 3DS game. It's got a cool pet system. How do you not like cool pets? It has a cool. They're called nightmares.
Dude, let me talk to you about Monster Hunter. The thing I completely forgot. What about Palamutes, dude? Having a fucking dog that you get to ride everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's
Kingdom Hearts. Got any of that?
Yeah, you turn into a lion in the Lion King levels.
You turn
in Kingdom Hearts
you don't
2.
have a companion. You turn into a goddamn sea turtle and make sure Ariel can come or whatever the game does.
But how cool would it be in Monster Hunter if you could turn into a monster?
Oh, you don't need to because you can get on its fucking back and ride it and fight other monsters with it like your goddamn
That is true.
Godzilla's
That is true.
It's awesome. Anyway, those are 2 things I totally forgot to mention about Monster Hunter Best Game. Okay. And so what's the other? Okay, so you got Dream Drop and you got Kingdom Hearts X back cover movie HD.
Yes.
So it's another movie. and then apparently a movie worth $60. And then you have what is the last one on this one?
The last one was the 2.8, right?
No.
Fuck. Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Oh,
it's 0.2 is whatever the decimal you get for this game.
Oh, 0.2.
Yes.
You
may have said it, I don't know, because all this stuff just sounds like heightened gibberish, but like
that is 100% true. Oh yeah, 2.8. Okay, so it has those three. Yeah, 2.8 is the.
You cheating?
No.
You supposed to be cheating?
No, because if I got it wrong, I want to figure out what I got wrong. Okay, 0.2 Birth by.
Yeah.
That's the prequel to Kingdom Hearts 3.
Good goodness. Okay, so then we have
Kingdom Hearts 3. It's only Kingdom Hearts 3 in the Remind DLC.
You're forgetting about Melody of Memory, a rhythmic action game featuring 20 characters and 140 music tracks. That
game came out
a terrible
this
game.
Year. Yeah, that game came out this year.
So and then Kingdom Hearts 3 is just Kingdom Hearts 3.
And the DLC.
You don't get any hand jobs or anything with this purchase?
No, you do get to hang out with Woody and Buzz Lightyear. You get to hang out with Elsa and Anna and Sven. And you get to hang out with...
You're missing the most important one.
Big Hero 6?
Hannah Montana.
Oh. Yeah. I will say, overall, while we're here, the only Kingdom Hearts games I really, really, really liked, if I had to narrow it down, are 1, 2, and Dream Drop Distance. Like...
Have you played this third one?
Yeah, I played 3, and it was something. It was definitely something.
Because it looks the coolest to me, but it doesn't look $60 cool to me. But I'm really only looking at the Toy Story bedroom and going, that looks really nice.
Dude, the Disney stuff almost doesn't even fucking matter anymore. And I would not be surprised if the next Kingdom Hearts game just kind of drops the Disney stuff. I would actually not be shocked.
I can't believe it did in any of the other ones, to be completely honest, because it always seemed like some wackadoo Square Enix mashup shit that just Disney characters just happened to show up.
Well, that's the thing about the first game, is because it is kind of telling this story, it makes sense that these worlds are colliding. Like the way they frame it, like it's not Shakespearean shit, but it makes sense for that game. And then they had to make a sequel, and then the sequel and in betweens is where it gets fucking crazy. Like I can't tell you a single thing really after the first game, because it just got way too insane. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to defend the story or stuff, but I will say those 3 games have really good, like, action gameplay. It's like one of my favorite action role-playing games. Because they each have, like, kind of a weird... Not weird, but I would say they each kind of have, like, their own gimmicks, in a way.
Well, so that's something I'm... Like, can you really make builds in this game, or is it just, like, you're always kind of the same character?
So you're the same character, but like in Kingdom Hearts 1 at least, like you can choose different paths at the beginning of the game, and that dictates what skills you get first and stuff. So
yeah, but you get all of them eventually, right?
Eventually, but you can level up totally with like different stats, like by the final boss. Like if you focus like on defense, you get like the most health. If you focus on like the mystic or whatever, you get like magic focus, and then like attack is just like really low defense, high attack power. It's like really high risk reward, or high risk reward kind of.
But I guess what I'm asking is, like, the game though doesn't fundamentally change really though, right? Like it's not like you're not like necessarily doing really, because like even if you're doing a sword fighter, you still get all the magic stuff, right? And if you're doing
I mean,
okay,
yeah.
That's what was always weird to me about it. Is it like seems like it is an RPG, but it never really doesn't really feel like one. I guess because there's not. I don't know. I don't know. I've always been kind of curious about that, because when you told me you replayed it like 5 times, I was like, "But does the game? Is there a way to do that differently though? Really? Like because it kind of seems like it's the same game every time."
It is, and
that's fine. That's totally fine. I was trying to go over it and figure out like, well, wait a minute, like what? Because from my recollection of it, like I remember, I mean, I played the first one as a child because everyone did, and then I played the second one also as a kid because I played both of those when I was growing up. And then I tried all the other asinine titled ones, but never quite got into any of them. Except maybe that card game. I might have played more of the card game one than any of the others. But yeah, I was like trying to think back on it, and I was like, well, how did I spec, or was there a spec, or what did I do? Like, what actually changed in the game, like gameplay wise? And I was like, well, you kind of just got new abilities, but I was like, I think that just happened. So I wasn't really trying to think of like, how it changed up at all. Well, look, hey, I'm glad that you'll now be able to mod it and put your favorite character Sonic in there and get the Sonic Keyblade.
Of course.
And then
I'll say
Knuckles shoes or whatever it is. Yeah.
Real quick, like the PC port isn't impressive. Like there's a lot of problems with it. It's playable.
Imagine that.
It's playable. I haven't had any crashing or weird issues like that. It just literally feels like you're running a ROM almost. Like it's
that's because Square Enix doesn't care about the computer at all, and they consistently don't care about the computer at all. They just pretend that they do.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing like a Digital Foundry video on Kingdom Hearts 3 because that game actually looks really, really fucking good, like 4K on PC. Don't be fooled though, because that game is shit. But
well, is there ultra wide support by any chance?
So that's the other thing I was going to say. Like the Kingdom Hearts 1 is letterboxed. You can put it at 3440 by 14, but it has the black bars. So my hope is that somebody out there, like I'm sure that people are working on like breaking the game open and like modding it. I do want some of those things. Also, like some of the cutscenes, even though they're not pre-rendered, like the cutscene portions run at 30, even though you can run the game uncapped. So I'm hoping like somebody gets in there and like makes some tweaks and stuff to like bring that stuff out.
Well, a lot of games have that. I mean, even Neo 2 has that problem where like all the cutscenes are like at 5 frames a second. It feels like because you go down from like 144 down to nothing, and you're like, God, I can barely handle this.
It is exciting to have them on PC. It's something like I remember really wanting, like when Kingdom Hearts 3 they announced it was like PS4 and Xbox One. I was like, well, just fucking bring this shit to PC. Like, what are y'all doing fucking around?
You know, honestly, if they put it on the Switch, I might give the first one a try again. I kind of don't care that it's on the PC, to be honest. Like, I mean, I do and I don't. Like, it's neat, but well, one, you could kind of emulate it for a while if you really wanted to, and if I remember right, that was a pretty okay experience from the one time I tried it. But it's especially weird having a bunch of other Kingdom Hearts games go to those systems, and then them not bringing these over.
Games.
Because
that is the weird
especially
thing.
1 and 2 could easily run on the Switch. 3 you probably wouldn't be able to handle, but the first 2 no problem. And people.
That's what I would
those.
say. I would say like if these came out simultaneously with PC, I probably would have rather bought it on Switch. But who knows? Like,
because as a handheld game,
happens,
I would probably suffer through that experience again just to see it and make sure I'm 100% in my feelings about it.
I know how insane I sound. Don't worry. I know how.
Well, I mean, I just did about Monster Hunter. It's just the difference is that Monster Hunter is like actually really good, and that's like the big difference is like people actually really like that game, and they understand it. Whereas this one is like they can tell me that they like it, but can't tell me the story and how it ends.
I can tell you the first. I can tell you the first game story. I can tell you the first game story all the way through, and I can tell you the major beats of 2. But like as far as like all the, dude, I just do not have the capacity. To,
see, that's what I love. That's what I love about a TV show is when I can tell you what happened in the first episode, but I can't tell you what happens in the season finale and all the other episodes at the end.
You say that, but there's plenty of shows where it's like, oh, those first couple seasons, man, let me tell you, and then fuck, what happened?
Yeah,
like
that's fair. I get it, but it's hey, I'm happy you got
it's all
a
video
piece
games.
of yourself back.
It's all games.
Well, there's worse and better ones, yeah. But
speaking of, let's get to some news.
Yeah. That's true. Hey, we're at 40 minutes though, so you did get your 20.
I
I'll
did.
just say
Thank
that you did get
Thank
your
you.
20 minutes of
I
KH.
appreciate it. Just yeah, we don't have too much going on because there hasn't been a whole lot going on. There's just a few cool stories that we pulled.
Yeah.
Just real quick.
Well,
we'll
there may
say,
have been stuff going on, but I've been so sucked into Monster Hunter I couldn't care. And I'm sorry to the fans that I
Yeah.
couldn't care about news this week. But look, I
Did
had
we
more
talk about the
pressing things.
PSVR controllers on here? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
we
we
did.
Okay.
Yeah, those like weird boxing gloves that look super comfortable and really premium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because on the way home today, I was like, "Did we talk about that?" And I was like, "We must have. We probably talked
Oh,
about.
we definitely did.
We probably did what we usually do and pull up the headline for like a second, and then we like get into sidetrack conversation, and then eventually be like, "What the
Absolutely.
fuck were we?"
No, I think we actually talked about those a little bit longer because they seemed nice. Like they seem really nice. Like
Yeah, they
those
seem
look
primo.
like a premium controller. I like those.
So while Sony's
Um,
out there reviving a technology, Nintendo is going to murder their mascot.
Reviving. You mean more or less being allowed to be in the space since Oculus owns all of it.
That's true.
But yeah.
Well, no, I mean they've been really wish-wash on like doing VR again. Like ever since like they announced PS5, it's like, well, we might. Who knows? And then
Oh, they knew they would. That thing sold so well. They knew they
Yeah.
were going to. There's no way they weren't going to do that.
But where were you when Mario died?
I was playing Monster Hunter, and I let him die. I let him cart rather, because that's just too bad. You know, sometimes you can't always help your brothers out there on the field, and Mario just sort of got
Mario
left.
died in a cart crash while bouncing a tennis ball on a racket and writing prescriptions. What else
That
has
his
Mario
ass
done?
couldn't cash.
Yeah.
Well, I think what it was is it's like he was like, oh, there's a big dinosaur. I should probably fight him. He stole my woman. You're like, this is a different breed of dinosaur, though. He's not sentient. He does breathe fire, but it's a bit different. He doesn't. You can't reason with him. He's a wild animal, and he's like, nah. I got this. And you're like, Mario, no, please, no. And even his brother was like, he's like, Mario, please. And he just slapped Luigi across the face. He backhand slapped him. He's like, I'm going to save my woman. And we're like, oh, about that, Mario, I think she's actually left you already. And then you see her in a hot air balloon just drifting off. And you go, oh, no. Actually, I have nowhere else to go with this. Mario's dead. I was going to say, this is a weird this is a weird thing. But I was like thinking about Monster Hunter and air balloons for a second. I think it was Try, maybe. It was either Try or maybe 4. But it used to be, instead of like, you would still do paintballs and stuff, but there used to be a guy in a hot air balloon at all times, and if you emoted at him and waved, he would flash at you and then show you where the monster was on the map, and you could
that's
go find
cool.
it. I forgot about that. That was super sick though. That was just one of those, another little weird Monster Hunter things that you probably could have played 400 hours of and never knew existed, and then it just happens to be there. But anyway, yeah, Mario is he's no longer on the eShop. They took all of his games, not even just the 3D All-Stars. They said no more Odyssey, no more Origami, no more arts and crafts, no more go-karts.
They patched
We're done with
Mario
you,
out
Mario.
of Smash Brothers today. It was very weird.
They changed it with Sakurai, but he doesn't have any attacks and he can only get beat up. And when you beat him up, it just looks like Japanese investors that your character turns into.
Hell yeah.
But
That's cool.
it's cool. It's a weird move for Nintendo, but it's really cool that they did that.
Yeah, just to explain how this happened. So like March 31st is like the last day of the 35th anniversary celebration. So they're pulling like the game and Mario. That's it.
We're done with them.
Yeah. So people have been like making fun of that and like saying like, oh, what are they doing on the 31st? Well, of course they're going to kill Mario. So everybody's been like grieving for Mario all day. And CNN picked it up, CNN Business. And they talk about like how back in September they announced that these would be only available until March 31st. And then they have quotes in here like Mario dies tomorrow. I'm going to miss him. One Twitter user said, here's the tweet.
Oh my God, there's a lot of sweet replies too. There's just Mario crying and getting sat on, thrown in a corner.
Mario
Jesus.
died. He's dead.
Oh, that's really good.
Don't forget, Mario is set to be publicly executed on March 31st.
Look at that beautiful puppet or that stuffed animal. That stuffed
I love it.
Mario.
I love it.
I
so
actually
much.
love it. Yeah, that's really good. That's
Yeah,
really good for me.
Yeah, the meme is like real fucking good. But
It's really funny
anyway.
because it really doesn't make any goddamn sense. And also like they put out so many. You know what sucks about this? I didn't even think about this. God, I hate this. There's so many physical copies of this game in stores, but if you didn't buy one right now, I almost would be willing to bet the scalpers are about to buy a fuck ton of these and just put them up at exorbitant prices.
There was another story. I'm not gonna go dig it up, but there was another story that like physical sales of those items were like up 240% like this week because of the sale ending or whatever.
Well, you know. Well, hold
and
on.
the thing is, like at the Walmart down the street, dude, they had like a stack this tall of 3D All-Stars.
Dude, Target had a shit ton of them. Yeah.
And then, like, there was, like, 6 Game & Marios. Like, I snagged one because I was like, oh, fuck, these are going to go. And then they're everywhere. So it's like, I don't know. Very
Yeah, I actually went to Best Buy like 2 days ago, and they had, like, at least 15 or 16 of those Mario clocks, the Game & Watches. Here we go. eBay, $74, $69, $1,500. Well, I think that one's a bit. $10,000. I think that's also a bit.
I wonder if this thing still has a charge to it.
$160 or best offer. $133.
I mean, it's a cool little thing. It's just a neat little doodad.
Dude, this guy has an entire bed full of them.
I'm sure he feels fucking really cool.
I hope he does. I just don't. I hate people so much. I hate them. You can't, dude. I was looking because my friend, my buddy in Australia, he got his Monster Hunter Switch, like the limited edition one, and he was like, yeah, in the Australian EB, they still had like a couple of them you could just go buy, and I was like, oh, that's great, because in America it's already $600 to try and find one. It's like it's. I wasn't gonna get one anyway. Like that wasn't like a thing. I was just, I always look. Mainly because it came up, honestly, in the course of trying to find the amiibos, which are also scalped at a heavy price at the moment.
Also, same thing. Oh, maybe we should mention that while we're on the subject.
Yeah,
but the the Animal Crossing Sanrio cards got fucking dude.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. Look that up on eBay actually and see if you can find the prices for those.
So yeah, here's like his article. Yeah, the Animal Crossing New Horizons Sanrio cards are being sold.
It's like
insane
$50
prices.
and $60 a pack at this point, which is it's insane. I mean, you knew it was gonna happen. But it's
That's
that thing of like, are we serious?
Want some like people talk about big government, but people, dude, somebody has to step in and be like, this is fucking insane.
It's getting a little out of hand. Yeah, it's getting
like, I know it's the whole supply and demand thing, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. And the other thing is that, like, I'll say nobody needs these things. Like, we don't need them. Like, it'd be different if somebody was like buying up all the water and selling it for like $50 a bottle. But
or like, I don't know, all the toilet paper maybe.
That's that did happen.
Or like all the hand sanitizer maybe.
Yeah. In those cases, absolutely. This isn't worth bitching about that practice to me. Like, as far as like, oh, we need like laws or whatever. But it does those paths do cross. It's like not necessarily the same, but
right.
It's frustrating because, like, I've wanted to get an Xbox Series X for a minute, and like I'll wake up and I'll be like, hey, is there one available, just as a curiosity? And there was one morning where I had a Series S just in the cart, but I didn't pull the trigger. Like, I just was like, well, I mean, here it is. So I don't know. I got lucky once, and never again. But
sure,
yeah, dude, 35 to 70 for the packs, insane, dude. And
oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, we've gone over the prices of the other consoles on the podcast, so.
Oh, plenty of times. I've bitched about this multiple times. There's a dude, and you know what the other thing I hate too about this is like, I'm going because I haven't really messed with eBay in a long time. Like I never really, I don't like the idea, and I don't even more now. But it's that same thing of like, dude, just give me the price. Stop fucking around with this. Me fighting somebody else to get it cheaper when you're not getting it cheaper. You're gonna get it way more expensive anyway most of the time because all this shit is bogus. Like, fuck off. Like I don't. It's just.
And it sucks because like the whole prospect of like a new Switch being around the corner, right? Like,
oh, I know.
And then thinking like, oh well, that shit's gone the second they go up for sale.
Yeah. Yep. It sure is.
It's just it's a very depressing thing. Were you looking up something, by the way? Were you trying to find some evidence
of what? Oh no, I was gonna look at. I was trying to find a fucking amiibo because I just ended up opening eBay and then I got sucked in because I'm a fucking piece of shit. It's all good. Animal Crossing Sanrio. Here we go. Yeah, $79, $75. What do we got here? $32, but you got a bid on it, so probably won't be ended up at that price. $46, a lot of 2 on hand, and that seller's got a sick 2-star rating, so that's probably gonna be good. $65, $50. Yeah, I mean $50 for what, or $80 for what was a $4.50 pack of cards, I think is pretty reasonable.
I did buy. I'll show you my recent eBay purchase that I made a couple days ago.
Well, it wasn't that Big Pig. It wasn't Piggy McRacecar or whatever his name is.
But it really should have. I've been on the fence about this.
I know it's been on there forever.
I know. And they also have the Diddy Kong one. They have the Tip Top one. They have Banjo. Dude, don't get me started. Don't even get me started.
Oh, that's another thing. Did you say the Smash amiibos that just came out just got scalped also?
You were telling me about that. I didn't have any issues.
I didn't have any issues getting mine either, but if you look at Amazon, like the first price it gives you is like the let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll pull those up. Amazon, and then we got amiibo, and then let's see here. Yeah, Byleth $40, Terry $45. Banjo is not showing up anywhere. Oh, here he is, $29, marked down from $43. So that's pretty cool, because especially since it started out at $15 2 days ago when it came out. So that's cool that they're already giving you a deal on it.
That is really cool.
Isn't that really sweet of them to just give you that sick deal ahead of time? Yeah, because there used to be one when I was looking at the Byleth one originally, it was like $40, but then I looked actually at the other options and there was a cheaper one. There was like the retail amount one, but it was not the one they showed you initially, which is really fucking weird. Where it was like,
yeah,
they gave you the highest price one from some other seller, and then we're like, oh, actually though, here's a cheaper brand new one from us, and it's like, why are you promoting these weird? Like, what is this weird shit? So yeah, so just cool stuff there. Just very cool stuff, you know.
All around, I love scalpers. Actually, I reverse everything that I said. I actually really like scalpers.
You do like them?
You brought me full circle into liking scalpers. No, absolutely not. But no, I got this. I don't want to show it on the stream, but yeah, I picked this up. The Nintendo DSi XL. So I went to Movie Trading Company because the last time I was there, they had one for like $89, and I was like, well, fuck, I've always wanted one of those. Because the cool thing about the DSi XLs is that the larger screen is actually like the aspect ratio of the game, so they come out real crisp and cool looking.
Yeah, I had one of these,
and it came with like 4 really shitty games, and then it came with New Super Mario Brothers and Mario Kart. So that wasn't a bad get.
No, not at all. Yeah, I was looking on. That's another. Since we're on the subject anyway, I'll just talk about that too. I was like, I was looking at the. I was trying to find because I've been trying to find a 3DS so I could have a. I mean, I'm gonna try to find the Monster Hunter games regardless, which they're not super. They're not really that bad. They're, I mean, somewhere in the $13 to $20 range. Most of them. They're really not that expensive.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? I was looking at OfferUp, right? Because they bought, what was the other company they bought? There was another one of those like retail things that or not retail, but like
Was it Nextdoor or something like that?
no,
or?
that's like a neighbor app, I think, where you just talk to your
what-
neighbors.
Yeah.
There's like well, it's like another one that's similar to like Facebook Marketplace, but there was OfferUp and then something else. I can't remember what the name of it was. But either way, they bought another one. The problem with OfferUp though is like, so when you look for a post, like you can't look by date posted. So like I was looking at stuff and I was like, oh shit, because there was like the Monster Hunter limited edition one, right? And I was like, oh, some guy's selling this for $140. I'm totally into it. And then it would be like, oh, this was posted 3.5 years ago. I'm like, well, there's no way that that's still available. So like, why is this still a part of this, or like, how do you like mitigate it? Or I guess the other app that they bought ahead, like before, would take listings away after like 30 days or something if it was inactive, whereas this one just keeps up whatever listing forever. So it's like, well, if I can't look for, if I'm looking for a thing, but every one of them is like, this was posted 3.5 years ago, this was posted 2 years ago. I'm like, well, that's then just, it's not there. Like,
Yeah.
either they've lost it, it's been sold, or it's gone, but it's definitely gone. They don't have it.
What if you messaged one of those people and they were like, I've been waiting forever on this dead app?
I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, there was some guy the other day, because I didn't even think about it, but my listings are still up on that thing too. And I got like, I had a message from like 3 days ago for a pair of Logitech speakers I put up 4 years ago that I have since thrown in the garbage. I waited and then was like, you know what? I don't want to carry these 5.1 speakers around everywhere that I'm never going to use.
Yeah, fuck that.
So
let's get rid of them.
I did.
Yeah, I've done that plenty of times. Like, but everything that I have right now, like, I don't have really the capacity or need to really get rid of a bunch of stuff. Eventually, that'll change, but
Yeah.
I like, especially like video game stuff. Like, I always like look back at like the consoles or the games that I had. Always like, well, fuck, I should have never gotten rid of that thing because that would be really cool to fuck with right now.
I know it, dude. I know it. But that's the thing of like, there was a lot of, you know, well, when we were growing up too, like it's fucking GameStop's fault. It's EB Games and GameStop's fault because of going like, well, you can just trade it in. You can just trade it in and you can get some stuff. I know you're a kid, you don't have any money, so you know what? You can just trade it in. And it got you in this fucking wheelhouse of just like cycling through stuff, not really realizing what it would be worth to you at some point.
Yeah, to you or on eBay to a bunch of hungry...
Yeah, apparently, or on eBay. Yeah, apparently on
yeah,
eBay
because that
as well.
3DS I got, I guarantee you at the time, and I spilled Coke on myself. It looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
At the time, that 3DS that I bought, that shit was probably given or would have been sold to GameStop for like $35.
Yeah.
Like, no fucking joke.
Yeah, what okay, yeah, like well, actually that's not that bad. Actually, ooh. Oh, that's from Japan though. I was looking at the cuz I had one of those Pikachu 3DS XLs. Yeah, this guy right here with the box, $600. I didn't pay $600. I know I didn't. I paid maybe $200, I think, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's another one of those things where like, man, that would have been worth something. Especially the amount of 3DSs I have owned in my lifetime is unrealistic. But I've only ever owned one at a time. So that's the other thing. Is like I would always get the here we go, this guy, 928, 690. That's cool. That's
so
cool
I had
money
an
that
Ocarina of Time 3DS stolen from me. I wonder how much that thing is going for now.
You have to put console with it, I think,
Yeah.
to get it.
Here we go. Oh, well, that one, display stand. Okay, this
Yeah.
one is $6.99 in the box.
That one's sealed though. Yeah, that's sealed though, boy. You know your boy
Sealed.
wasn't sealed.
Mine was not.
I mean, 207. That's not bad. Actually,
have
wait,
been
go to
looking
that-
at
go to that
those.
one.
Yeah, I have been looking at these.
See, place bid though. I don't want to fucking bid. Just let me buy it for that price.
Yeah, I bid. I was the one that I bid on the this one. Oh, that's not. No,
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm putting that on the watch just in case.
Don't do it. Come on.
Hey, let's get.
Yeah.
Out this rabbit
We're gonna
hole.
get sucked into this all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Welcome
don't really know
back.
if there's much else to talk about. Is there any other new? Yeah, this is. I apologize, guys. We literally just looked at eBay on our own computers at our own time for like 30 minutes and just kind of rambled back and forth to one another. I do apologize.
Much fun. That was fun. I liked doing that. That was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to take any opportunity to bitch about scalpers. No problem. Don't even worry about it. I can do whenever you want. That is not an issue.
See,
I can do that anytime.
Buying old things for a high price isn't the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is buying current things at a severely high price.
Yeah. And actually, you know what the problem I'm really finding with a lot of these, especially Nintendo consoles, is the fact that they're all region locked up until the Switch. Because like a lot of these are good deals on 3DSs, like special edition ones, but I can't use them. And like they're cool to have. Like, oh god damn it, dude.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean, you might have to because some of these are so good. The only thing I really worry about is the import tax if there is one. But from what I was reading, if it's like under 200, they don't give you that. You don't have to do them.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, they made a lot of Monster Hunter ones out there in the old Japan land. What did I say?
Japoland.
That's Japan land. That's what I meant to say. I really did it. I meant to say Japan land.
Yeah, that didn't really have.
This right here. Monster Hunter, Nintendo 3DS Monster Hunter 3G First Hunting Pack Flare Red Limited, and then it's still got. Oh, it's got the original packaging. It's got the styrofoam around the consoles. $140.
Welcome back to the eBay hour, boys. We're about to go hard. We're about to go hard on some eBay.
Do you understand, dude?
Last, real quick story.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just real quick. So, yeah, this is really neat that this happened. I love when game preservationists get out there and like upload a bunch of weird titles. We talked about like Dino, or actually, I don't know if we did. We may have been on our break when that happened. But like,
no, you just texted me about this, but I don't think we actually spoke about it.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, the original Dinosaur Planet prototype, the game that eventually became Star Fox Adventures, got out there.
We did talk about this.
I was trying to remember if that was before or after the break.
Yeah. We took. I think we definitely did talk about this though.
But in contrast to that, I love when shit like that happens, and so there was this Project Deluge team that uploaded about 700 game demos and prototypes. These included things like unfinished games, show floor demos, like kiosk demos, just like random builds of like games that either never made it to shops or eventually like changed entirely.
Yeah.
The archive is available.
Sick,
it's cool. It's really neat. Like I've seen a bunch of videos of like, oh shit, here's footage of this game from like 2002 and here it is in this like dump. Like I never thought I'd see like this build of the game ever again. So
right.
Yeah, the archive as far as I'm concerned is still up. They're not like taking any, like it's not for sale or anything, of course, because that would step on a lot of toes, but if you wanted to try a few of those out yourself and have the knowledge of running those things, then you can go check out Project Deluge. I like when shit like that happens. It's really fucking cool.
No, it's super sick. Cause it's just for the long run of stuff, or like for the future. It's really rad to have that available. Like just it's just cool.
Because it's not like movies and film, right? Where it's like, oh, like the only like retail version of this movie was like available in Laserdisc, but somebody had like ripped it and it's been available online or whatever for decades. Typically, like when you have a like unreleased game, that stuff is really like a lot harder to get out there. Because if those like ISOs don't exist, or like the final like packaged code for that thing doesn't exist, nobody's gonna go back to like decades old code and compile it unless they were selling like a remaster or straight up port.
Yeah, absolutely not. No, they definitely wouldn't.
So cool shit, really. I don't have much to say about it, but that is the shit that happened.
Yeah.
Games, boys.
Yeah. That's hey boys. Some games. Have you guys seen any video games? Because there are some. Man, I am.
You're still down the rabbit hole. I can tell.
I got.
Because you're like
okay,
looking
okay,
like this.
Okay.
You're like
Okay.
this. You're like, yeah, Christian, that was very cool that you said that. I liked that you said that. I agree with that. Also,
I'm sorry. What it was is I was looking. I was, because I'm not gonna get beat on these second set of amiibos when Monster Hunter Stories 2 comes out. I'm not gonna do it because one, I had the option to pre-order the other ones and I didn't because I just thought, I'm sure I can get a hold of them. And then I was like, oh wait, the world's awful.
I wouldn't have gotten Byleth, Terry, and Banjo had you not said anything, because like I've had those on my watch list on. So like I buy most things through Best Buy now because it's just convenient. Like, I don't know, I just like picking shit up and having it, and like they've done way better with their stock and availability than a lot of other retailers have. And so the day you told me they were on sale, I was like, fuck, I forgot to like order those. And then, yeah, I had them ordered the next day, went and picked them up. So thank you.
Did you end up having to go to Best Buy or did you go to Target?
I went to Best Buy for those.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Because I ordered one from Target and then I got an email the next morning. It's like, we don't have them. And then I oddly looked at Best Buy and I was like, we've got 5. And I was like, well, fucking, all right, give me one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've had a lot of luck like with Best Buy.
I've in the past, I've had a lot of issues with Best Buy's thing where it'll be like, yeah, we've got 6 in stock, and I order, and they go, actually, we don't have any of those, and I'm like, well, how do you not? And they're like, we just don't have them, and I was like, you charge me $300 for a thing you don't have, and they're like, yeah, it's just sometimes it's the website, and I was like, sometimes it's the what? And I was like, well, where's my money? And like, well, it'll be back there in a few days. I'm like, are you fucking high? Like,
and that's what I wonder is if like, because I used to work for Best Buy and that was always a problem, and I wonder if like they upgraded their like back end inventory stuff, because I'm not gonna lie to you.
Last year. This
wasn't
when I
worked. Yeah. Oh, that's true. When I worked for them, dude, it was like Unix code. Like it was like it looked like DOS. Like it was not good.
Yeah. So, but I've had good and bad experience. Like when they were doing the curbside stuff, that stuff was really nice and convenient. If not a little scary, because you just had to give them 4 numbers and they'd give you an iPad. So that was a little sketchy. But other than that, yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna. But anyway, I was looking at them and I was finding some of the stories ones on Amazon, and I was like, oh, these are only $22, but they have $25 shipping, which is a little insane. Because it makes it about $50. But I was like, but I kept looking and I was like, oh my God, these are only 20, because I'm a fucking animal.
I don't blame you. I don't blame and I don't
but
think
I
I've
love
ever
it.
said this on the show. I own all the Smash amiibos and I'm proud of it. I mean, hey,
look at you.
That took commitment. Like there were times.
But where's your Chibi Robo amiibo?
I have that one. I have the Chibi Robo.
No, I'm sure you do. No, but I was looking on eBay and I don't even know how they allow this, but it's like all the ones for Stories 2 which haven't been released yet or are released for pre-order, selling them on eBay already. How do you do it? How do you sell a thing you don't have and you don't know that you will have? How is that even fundamentally possible?
Yeah,
like I just don't understand.
We talked about that too, like buying pre-orders on eBay. Like, don't fucking do it. Like, don't. I mean, do it.
That's crazy. I'm just saying, how does eBay allow it? Like, I mean, I guess they have to have somebody check every single item to see if it's I get it. Like, I'm sure the back end of that is difficult, but all it takes is like 5 reports, and you go, "This doesn't exist," and they'll go, "Okay." But I don't think there's even a way to do that. I think you have to buy from someone before you can say anything bad about them. It's crazy. We should be able to any of them that are over a certain price. We should be able to, like, this isn't right. And just like any of the PlayStation 5s, you should just be able to go down a list and thumb them all down. Go, nope, 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 nope. You're an asshole.
Well, if you see, like, a lot of the sellers have like shit ratings now because people are fed up with it. Like people.
Good, because fuck them. They're pieces of shit. They're pieces of shit. Like there's no other word for it. Like it's the scummiest thing you could do.
Kelly, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Do you like Kobe Bryant's in NBA Courtside? Is that one of your favorite games?
I'm not familiar with that one. I am familiar with Monster World 4. No, I'm not. That's for
Are
the
you
Genesis.
familiar
I don't know
with
what that is.
Smurf Racer?
Nope. I would like to know what Digimon Racing is, though, for the Game Boy Advance. I would be very much interested to know what that is.
Let's take a look.
Because I assume it's Mario Kart, but there's Digimon. Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, wow, that was extreme. I don't know if you at home got that, but we sure did.
Yeah. You should have not got that, and if you did, I apologize.
These are some of my least favorite racing games. Were the DS or the Game Boy Advance ones. I don't know about you, but having a flat plane and having very limited understanding of where the walls and things are awful. I hate these. I remember one time we were on a bit of psychedelics and we were trying to play the original the Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo. Boy howdy, was that a fucking difficult couple minutes. Like it was and it felt like an eternity, but it was one of the we couldn't see jack shit. It just seemed like Derek and I both were just like, I was like, wow, there's a bunch of rainbow colors and I think I'm on a piece of paper and I don't know what the hell's happening. Like it was just it was so difficult to control.
Yeah.
Now, a part of that's my own hang up. Like this isn't so bad. Like F-Zero's not so bad. Because it's tilted. So you have a better idea. It's not as terrible. But I don't prefer it. I still don't. I liked it.
That's why I brought that up. F-Zero is like a good example of one of those.
Yeah,
that's the only one I ever really liked. Yeah.
Dude, Oregon Trail 5th edition. What?
Yeah.
Dude, what about Nobunaga's Ambition Rise to Power?
Dude, I guess it was popping off in Japan. A bunch of these are fucking Japanese only games.
Yeah, April 1st was Japan Day. Japan Day. Yeah. I gotta stop. I didn't mean it. Well, what's the Legend of Zelda collection? What is that we never? Oh, is that the like Wind Waker?
Yeah, it was the pre-order thing for
GameCube one. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
Dude, I bet that goes for a shit ton of money for no reason. At least the American one, I'm sure it does. I think it's like at least over $150.
Yeah.
And that's another
one right here.
I owned it too, and I think I picked it up at GameStop for about $20, and now I no longer own it, which is cool, which is really cool. I can't think about this stuff too much. It just makes me angry.
It's the only Souls. It's the only Souls game that I have not played.
Mercenary Kings is pretty good.
I do like that game. I played that game co-op with a buddy of mine for a weekend. Yeah, it's insane. Fucking crazy.
I mean, maybe because I didn't get it until like 4 years into its release. Maybe that's why I think it's not that old.
Yeah, this game has been like dirt cheap, and like if you like it's slower than Metal Slug. Like a lot of people make that comparison.
They compared it to Monster Hunter, which is why I got it, because it's like you sort of go out and farm a thing and fight a boss, and then come back with your spoils or whatever.
That's a lot like what it is.
Yeah, I would play this game again though, because I didn't really play too much of it, but I was playing solo, and that seems like a rougher way to play this game.
If I remember right, I think that the artist who did Scott Pilgrim designed the characters and stuff in the game. If I'm remembering right.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me based on what I'm looking at.
Yeah, because the art style was like very similar to that. I want to say that that's right. I don't want to look it up, but I'm like almost certain that's correct.
Well, because as soon as you start typing it, it's going to be on. You're going to end up on eBay,
and then we're going to have like a 2.5-hour episode of us talking about. We're going to be
back
eBay.
to the old format. That's our old life. We don't play that anymore. We don't play those 2-hour episodes.
We did have a little taste of the old format talking about.
I know. Well, it's Monster Hunter. I couldn't help it. I like the bits, but Monster Hunter it's too good. It's my favorite shit.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts, man. Tell you.
Yeah. Pull up that list. Pull up that list again. Sorry.
Oh yeah. No problem.
Ragnarok Odyssey is pretty good if I remember that game correctly. And then, man, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator was the last one. That was 2 years ago. Oh no, this is different. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm not. No, I'm thinking of Ragnarok Online. I think, which is like a more of a top-down thing, which was
Yeah,
like just a time
Ragnarok
suck.
Online. There's private servers for that. I tried recently. That game does not hold up. I will tell you right now.
I wouldn't think that it would. Yeah, I just remember it was a good time waster at the time, but I could totally see it not holding its weight now.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Well-
then, yeah, I think that's it. Eternian Odysseys are pretty good. They're weird, but they're pretty fun games. You just map. Those are those games. Did you play Persona Q?
Yes. Well,
That's
no. I've seen it. Sorry, but no, I
Okay.
know what you're talking about.
well, Etrian Odyssey is like the part of that game where you map it yourself, like you draw
Yeah.
your own map and all that, which are fun. I want Persona Q2, big time. Or actually, I guess Q3 because there is a Q2. It's just in Japan. But I want to. You know what I want? I want Persona games on the Switch.
Yes.
That's what I want.
I would
say it.
gladly buy Royal on the Switch because
I say it every week.
I know I'm never gonna boot up Persona 5 again on the PS4, no matter how much I tell myself I'm gonna do it.
You know it's not gonna happen. But I know I'd play it on the Switch.
It's a damn
I
good
played on
game
the
too.
Switch.
I fell
Yeah.
off of it, and I don't know why, but yeah, Persona 5, damn good game.
Real good game. All right,
So
boys and girls.
yeah, proposition for you after this. Let's go do some hunts.
Yeah, buddy, I gotta get you up in the top tiers. I gotta get you in the high boy ranks. What kills me, and I knew it would happen, but there's a high rank Nargacuga already, so it's like all the stuff you just got is kind of worthless. He's not right there.
It's not worthless. It was way better
It's
than
not
what I was
worthless.
using.
It's not worthless.
Yeah,
But there is. I think it's either 6 or 7 star when he shows up again. But I know.
But I mean,
fought
even
him
then,
yesterday.
like the drop rate for the higher rank stuff's a little more skewed, isn't it? Like so.
No, not really. There's like I think there's 2 or 3 different parts, but they're not like, so that skews it a little bit, but the actual like drop rates are not bad.
Okay.
I
Well, yeah.
don't
Let's
think.
go do that shit.
Yeah. All right, boys and girls. Goodbye, video games. Hello, video games. We're
Fuck
getting into
you, video games.
No. Frick you, video
Fuck
games. This is a child
you.
show. This is a child's
yeah.
program.
Eat shit,
Everybody knew
video
that.
games.
Each suck a dick video games. Have fun giving Donald Duck a blowy behind the quick trip or whatever it is that you do in Kingdom Hearts.